Some time ago, I was coaching a woman I will call Judy, and she had reached out to me because she wanted to talk to me about a new relationship that she had with a guy named Kevin. And she met Kevin online, and within a few days, he was telling her that he wanted to date her exclusively. At first, Judy wasn't really all that interested, but then Kevin really laid it on. He took her out to dinner, he bought her nice flowers, he wrote her a card telling her how awesome she was and how much he admired her, and just was telling her how wonderful she was and that he really thought that she was the one for him. And she was like, I don't know about this. So she was asking me what my perspective was. So my question is, was Kevin Judy's guy, or was she being love bombed? I'm going to answer that question. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Shanna Schutte, author, speaker, and dating and relationship coach for Single Over 30, and I help Single Over 30 women learn how to attract trustworthy, marriage-minded men. All right, before I answer the question whether or not Kevin was Judy's guy or if she was being love bombed, let me describe what a love bomber does. A love bomber is someone who comes on really strong, might even tell you that you are the one for him, might compliment you, talk about a bright future, and he might even start talking about marriage within the first, second, or third date. I've even heard of women, this happening to them online when they haven't even met a guy in person. According to clinical psychologist Craig Malkin, love bombing has nothing to do with real love. It doesn't have anything to do with compassion and caring and kindness. It's a form of manipulation that people who are toxic use in order to gain control and power over a particular person. And whenever I hear stories like Judy's, I get worried because listen, it's all about desire, right? We want to be loved. We want to have a man come into our lives. And so when someone comes along and they sound like and they look like everything that we've been looking for, sometimes we can get sucked into a situation that's not so good. Because if we're desperate for affection, sometimes that can make us do desperate things. What happened with Judy? Well, I encouraged her, listen, if this guy is trying to manipulate you or control you or love bomb you, we have to find out. So I encouraged her. I said, listen, here's what you can do. You can put a boundary line down and tell him, hey, I'm really interested in getting to know you, but I'm not ready to be serious, and just see what he does. And so she told him that, and he said, well, you know, you have trust issues, and so you're never going to find anybody because you've got trust problems. So immediately he turned it back on her. Again, she told him, I'd still like to get to know you, but I'm just not ready for a serious relationship. And he told her that she was ruining the relationship, and that if she didn't want to have an exclusive dating relationship with him, then he didn't want to see her anymore. It was interesting because all of these things that he said to her in this card and in his conversation with her turned out to be not true, right? He wasn't interested in her. He was interested in what he could get from her, or maybe how she made him feel. So we have to be really careful. And for someone who really wants to have a relationship, if you're a woman who really wants to have a relationship, or if you're a person who always expects the best of others, the best thing that you can do is to be wise and discerning and take your time. So recognize that just because a man comes on strong doesn't necessarily mean that he's right for you. And if anything starts looking like the movies or like some sort of fairy tale romance, we better watch out and be careful. A mature person knows that a solid relationship develops over time. So you can take your time, because any man who is serious about you and serious about pursuing you, he will wait when you say, you know, I'm just not ready for an exclusive relationship yet. I hope this has been helpful. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe, and please click to get my freebie this week. I've included it below. It will help you recognize other red flags in relationships. I'll see you next time.